One parachute training school. Lovely, well thanks very much. Okay Brian, and we'll, just for a big surprise, we'll see you again tomorrow, because they're going to do it all again on Sunday. Fingers crossed we'll get some really nice weather. I'm going across to Angela now, because I think you've got a couple of important things to say.
Well, just one message here. If you'd like to
hope nobody's listening.
RAF Village, to the Royal Air Force Association tent, you'll be able to meet the Blade display team. Now, you'll be seeing them later on this afternoon, and they are there for a little while signing autographs.
Thank you, Andrew. A lot of noise now. You'll see two aircraft just coming from your left there, two Tornadoes. They're going off the hole. As I say, the two Tornadoes off to the hole, because we've got Team Viper is our next display item. One coming in from the left, one coming in from the right. Now what they're really doing now, I mean, they don't know this area at all, they haven't been here before, they've been called in to small troops. So they're basically having a look around, orientating themselves, making sure they know who's friendly and who's the enemy.
Yeah.
They've got themselves familiar with the area, they've made good contact with the guys on the ground, a show of force. Spotted an enemy vehicle that was coming into the scenario, and he's been cleared now to use another weapon, and this is called a dual mode brimstone. This is a missile, say dual mode, because it can either operate in optical or in laser. And there's the missile, has been fired, you can see, woof, across the air. Aircraft. You may have noticed that the wings have been moving during this phase of the demonstration. When the wings are fully forward, that's actually the landing and takeoff configuration. That 45-degree bank, that would be what I call standard sort of cruise around the sky bit. When you're going on it really fast, they're swept fully back to 67 degrees. And again, they've been talking to all the aircraft coming in now, dropping retard. That means the bombs are slowed down to allow the aircraft to clear the area before they then hit the ground and explode. Sidewinder missiles there for air-to-air self-defense, the Mauser cannons. The information comes from a thing called the Lytton Advanced Targeting Pod. That's the electronic countermeasures, because there's a lot of wiggly amps wandering around battlefield these days, and you're trying to throw up a radar or a decoy missile away, you need the electronic countermeasures. And finally, a thing called the BOS pod, and that's the pod that carries the IR flares, the very, very hot flares that you can fire at the back of the aircraft, so a heat-seeking missile will be confused and it'll go for the flares rather than for the jet pipe, where again it's archived. But it's much nicer when a squadron gets disbanded that the squadron number goes to another RF unit, so the number and all of the history and everything else is maintained by back in the engine. Sort of clamshell doors come around and snap around the back of the engine. pilot can then bring the power up, but the power is now being pushed forward rather than backwards. You can see the clamshell doors around the back of the engines now. You don't really need to use the reverse thrust on a runway like this, but it's always there, and as Ian was saying earlier,